Yes.
Yes, of course.
Just maybe once or twice.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard about LGBT, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender.
As my opinion, I'm not agree with LGBT because I am Christian. You can see from Bible, yeah. Anyway, I don't agree with LGBT, but I respect them because it's their choice. Yeah. We cannot involve others' choice. They have their right.
LGBT is quite controversial to society. Some of people agree to accept the LGBT people, but some people disagree with the LGBT.
I don't blame them to being like that. They choose their way, like gender, and also to them for emotional or some kind of stuff. So I don't think that they are bad or something.
I think LGBT is people's choices. They have their own right or their own choices in life to choose what they want to be, especially for LGBT. For me, it's their choices. But in Indonesia, especially LGBT, people cannot welcome with that. We should adapt with the culture also.
I think everyone has their own perspective, their own rights. They can do whatever they want to do. I don't have any rights to stop them, to force them to stop doing that thing.
Yeah, in some part they are, but in other side they also discriminate others. The person that don't agree LGBT. If you see from the media, the news, there is a protest of LGBT. If there is someone comment, I do not agree with LGBT, the other will say you cannot bully LGBT groups. If you see from the third party, LGBT group is also bullying others.
Yes, sometimes because if we see people that like have tendency to be the LGBT community, we will mostly like discriminate them.
Yes, because they don't have a place. Not all the country given the same portion of place of LGBT. So
Yes, there are still a lot of negative comments, feedbacks for them. I don't think that's necessary. People who say negative comment to them are people who are too selfish because they think their self are the best people in this world.
depend on the person. If I am very close with my friend, I will still be friend with that person. Although I don't agree with LGBT, but it's his choice. Yeah, I will be respect and still be friend with that person.
I'll still be friend with them because it's their right to define their sexual interests. I will be friend with them and respect their choice.
Yes, of course. Friend means I like their personality, not just their gender or their some kind of problem or LGBT. So I think I will still be their friend.
I still keep in touch with them because LGBT is not something harm for me in life, but we should approaching them. We should make them feel comfortable with the something different in her or his life.
I think in my school or in this university there are some LGBT and I still friends with them, but I never find any way to run away from them. In some cases I need to protect myself, a little bit distance between me and him. If the lesbian, I'm fine. Boom.
For me, I think if Indonesia wants make LGBT legalized, will be very hard. Indonesia is a religious country. I don't think the government will agree that.
No, because Indonesia have their own culture. By legalizing the LGBT, it means that they betray their own culture. It is a bad thing to do.
I can't say that it should be legal in Indonesia, but I still hope they will allow it to be legal.
It's a difficult question, but I think for me, if we see the condition of the religion in the Indonesia, I think it's not for now.
I think yes. I think Indonesia will never legalize LGBT because of our ideology, religions. So hard to say. But stop bullying the LGBT. Boom.
It's the very first breath when your head's been drowning underwater. And it's the lightness in the air when you're there chest to chest with the lover. It's holding on though the road's long and seeing light in the darkness.
So for the first question is, I think LGBT in Indonesia is very absurd. I mean, their identity is like utopia. Our society still thinks that it exists but has never been recognized or given the freedom of identity. So, most of the LGBT people is really discreet about their identity. So, yeah, I think LGBT in Indonesia is like utopia, exists but not exists. And for the second question is, I think the stigma of the people who called LGBT is abnormal or call it a disease is a big mistake. I became myself. I am who I am to be. So then considered as abnormal or the disease is very offensive for me. But I think that our society still lacks education about sexual orientation and gender in social life. So the number of recent studies which say that LGBT is not a disease or something abnormal of human attitudes, but unfortunately in Indonesia, this problem is less attention from the people. Yeah, of course, I have got insults and discrimination from my friends in high school. When they know my sexual orientation as gay, they usually get it off me from their social life. The insult was continuous and very harsh and offensive for me. Then, for teenagers like me, it's certainly not an easy thing to build self-confidence and self-defense when subjected to discrimination. I was very stressed and desperate that time at that time and felt everything I did would be considered bad by people in high school. It continued until I graduated. I think the worst discrimination is verbal discrimination. Why? Because it can seriously disrupt the mental health of the victim of the discrimination, especially for the teenagers. So yeah, I think it was really insane for me. So yeah, I think this is one of the tough question for me. Actually, I feel being a LGBT is a happy thing that I have got in my life. In fact, I have to be responsible for my sexual orientation as gay and my gender as a man in the eyes of the society is a strong and masculine figure, and I'm not that strong. I'm not that masculine as a man. Being gay in the community is a choice that has a big responsibility. Not all societies can accept with an open mind that LGBT is not disease or abnormal behavior of human beings. I feel comfortable with myself as gay and I'm at peace with myself. then I think not everyone, especially in this country, in Indonesia, can accept LGBT. So I have to adjust where I am as openly gay or when I should hide my sexual identity. As I mentioned before, that LGBT is an utopia in our society. So for me, my identity cannot always be recognized and cannot be rejected at the same time. So I think being LGBT is not an easy choice, and yeah, it's really tough, but I just go for it because I believe in myself.
I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. Who can relate? Woo! I've been on the low. I've been taking